A couple of 100 feet of wood separates our house from theirs. The little girl meanders over at least once a day to tap into my never-ending supply of string cheese, quarters, and glitter glue. After a few minutes, she meanders back home, but the boy comes over 3 or 4 times a day just to be with me, he says, because he loves me deeper than the deep blue sea. He frequently spends the night, and I wonder how many other grandmas who claim to be abnormally attached will risk climbing a narrow, rickety ladder to get to the top bunk for some bedtime stories. But what I discovered when we've taken long trips away from home was that although I miss the darling grandchildren, they don't seem to notice I was gone. I came to that conclusion the first time I called home to speak to them. "No, thank you," the polite little brat girl said when she was handed the phone and asked, "Do you want to talk to Grandma?" That was bad enough. But hearing Mr. Deep Blue Sea ask, "Grandma who?" that hurts. That's why I was surprised when my grandson got upset when he realized that Grandma and Grandpa were making plans for a trip to Alaska. "Why do you always go away from us?" he wanted to know. I explained about the adventure of travel, of what it's like to see wondrous sights like the Grand Canyon and caverns and Graceland, but he wasn't impressed. "No, you can't go," he was adamant. "You say you love us, then you go away. If you really loved us, you wouldn't leave us." Anytime after that, when I mentioned the word Alaska, he'd get angry. "I already told you you're not going on a trip," he'd say, so I stopped talking about it. "Please," but he would bring it up. "Please don't go away. Please, it hurts my heart when you go away," he would say. "Grandma, please stay here." And he'd beg at me, looking up at me with those big brown eyes. I have to admit that I was torn. We'd been planning our trip for so long, but if going away meant traumatizing the child who loved me so dearly, perhaps we should just bag the whole thing and stay home. I mean, how could I enjoy the trip if the former Grandma Who kid was crying his eyes out the whole time I was away? Then I came up with an idea that I thought might make my desertion easier. A few days before our departure, when he came over and went into his daily anti-Alaska filibuster, I said, "I know you're upset, but I bought you a present." "Who cares about a silly old present?" he said. "It's something I know you'll like," I answered. "I won't. I'll hate it. I don't want a present. I want you to stay here." "But it's a very nice present," I told him. "How nice? Birthday nice?" he asked. I said, "Better than that. It's Christmas nice." He said, "I don't want a present." "Where is it?" "It's hidden," I told him. "You can't have it until after I'm gone." He frowned. "You mean when you're dead gone?" "Or gone on your trip to Alaska?" "I meant gone on our trip," I assured him, pretending that his question hadn't startled me. He was quiet for a few moments, and I could tell he was pondering this new development. Then this young child, who lights up my life and fills my heart with song, looked up at me with those big brown eyes and said, "When you leaving?"